Hey guys, Pearl1701 here, and today we're going to talk about episode 7 of season 2 of The Mandalorian. It's another good one. There's a lot of fun stuff going on here. We have Bill Burr back, and I like Bill Burr. I think he's a great comedian. And I think he's doing a good job as his character. It's the first time I think I've really seen him acting that I can think of right off the top of my head. But I liked him in the last episode he was in. I like him in this one. Because he's really good at injecting little humorous bits into the little parts where I can tell he's a comedian. But then there are also parts in this episode when he's deadly serious, like when they're talking to the Imperial officer, just the looks on his face. So he does a really good job of selling me on his character. It's nice to see Fett have his armor kind of fixed back up, where you can tell he's painted it and got it looking a little more pristine than we're used to seeing it even in the original trilogy. It looks really sharp. He looks really sharp in it. It's nice to see it done up. It's good just to have him back in the armor and just seeing Boba Fett on the screen. I like this one a lot. The bits at the beginning when they take over the vehicle is really nice. And then when they're having to defend it, the fact that they're hauling such a volatile mineral that they have to be careful not to go too fast and be careful of the terrain, and Bill Burr's having to keep up with that on there. And I really like having Mando out of his Superman armor. That's really nice. And you can tell he kind of forgets for a second, because when he's fighting, some of that armor on the Imperial armor he's wearing gets knocked off because he's so used to his armor being able to withstand those kind of blows. You can hear him over there, ow! That's pretty cool. I like that. It is nice seeing him just out of his armor and out of his element a little bit. That whole bit right there is really, really good when they're having to fight off all the aliens trying to sabotage it, just watching them beat them. But the choreography is really good there. The camera work's really good there. And I love the fact that they get saved by the TIE fighters, because the the TIE fighters actually manage to hit what they're aiming at, which is interesting. And the bit there when the stormtroopers all show up to help and they're firing at the enemies, and it's the only time I've ever seen stormtroopers hit everything they're aiming at. It's the only time that's ever happened. They hit like every one of those bags. Boom, 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 boom. You don't see a shot miss. I'm like, these are stormtroopers? And you see them saluting them as they go in. And it's weird just to see, you know, the Empire is in kind of the good light briefly, where they're the rescuers and kind of the good guys just for a second. It's weird. It really was. When I was watching it, I was like, that's so weird. And they're saluting as they, the caravan's going in. It's unusual. And then that whole bit about Bill Burr being worried about the officer recognizing him. So Mando having to go in there and, take off. So one, it's really nice to see Pedro with his helmet off. We don't really get that much in the series, which is understandable considering he's not supposed to take it off. But just to have a chance to see his face and get to see him act, without the helmet, it's really nice. And it's a touching moment, too, because, at the beginning of the series, there's no way he would have taken it off for anything. He almost shot the droid at the end of season 1 for taking it off just to help him live. It just goes to show how much the kid means to him, that he's willing to compromise his values and his beliefs for the safety of the child, which is what every parent should do. I mean, I believe as a parent, I don't have children, but my best friend has 4 children. They mean the world to him. And, I don't know how to articulate this properly. But, most parents I know, good parents, they will sacrifice just about anything for their children. You should. They're your children. So you really do kind of get the feeling that that's his child now, I mean, they are in the same family, the Mandalorian family, so that's not just his guardian. He's not just its guardian, he's pretty much its father at this point. And he has that mentality, so he's willing to compromise his beliefs and values and all of that for the safety of the child. That's really touching to me, to see that. I like that part when Bill Burr kills everybody. I never saw your face. Injects a nice little bit of humor in there. I like the escape when both the snipers, or both the girls are snipering the Imperial soldiers off so they can get away. That's really nice. You gotta move faster. What do you think I'm doing? And I love that part at the end when Bill Burr does that one sniper shot and blows up everything. You can tell he's getting some closure from that whole Operation Cinder, which is a nice call out to Battlefront 2, by the way. I liked that. You know, that really kind of weighed heavily on him and probably kept him awake at night. So that gave him some closure, I think, to that, to be able to blow that up, to kill that Imperial officer. It was a really good episode. There was a lot of action going on. Again, as I've mentioned before, I love the choreography. I love the camera work. I love the visuals. I think The Mandalorian is the best thing to happen to Star Wars since KOTOR. And I think KOTOR was the best thing to happen to Star Wars since the original trilogy. Those are my 3 high points right now. Original trilogy, KOTOR, Mandalorian. Because it's really, really good. I'm looking forward to seeing the final episode. I love the fact that Mando sent Moff Gideon that little message, which is basically throwing down the gauntlet and throwing his own words right back in his face. So I'm really looking forward to the next episode, which I believe will be the season finale, if I'm remembering correctly. I think it's 8 episodes this season as well. So, I'm Pro1701. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. Check out my other channel, Another Sci-Fi Guy, where I talk about other sci-fi related materials like Star Trek, Doctor Who, etc., etc., etc. And most importantly, stay safe out there, and thank you for watching.